More often than not, any popular film that you see nowadays, especially summer blockbusters like the ultra-popular Marvel Universe films, are prime examples of formalist filmmaking. The filmmakers involved in this project don't leave much to the imagination. Chances are, if you're watching a film like The Avengers, you know you're watching a film. This isn't just because you're watching superheroes beat the crap out of each other, but the way the subject matter is presented to us through different techniques such as lighting, sound effects, and editing to move the story along in a more narrative way. On the other hand, a filmmaking style that is not commonly seen in Hollywood is realism. Realism is subject matter that makes you think more about life, not just in film but as a whole. The reason formalism is more popular than realism is most likely due to the fact when people watch movies they want an escape. They want to watch lives of others unfold in a narrative way that they can relate to on some level. They don't want to become bored or think deeply into one's own emotions or feelings. Realism usually uses precise cuts to help evoke certain emotions in viewers. This style is mainly seen in documentaries or experimental work. A good example of a film that uses this technique is Zorn's Lemma. Hollis Frampton used many quick, precise cuts to induce anxiety in its viewers. This is not a style that many formalist lovers are used to or enjoy, which is most likely why Zorn's Lemma was shunned by audiences during its release, and still is today. The best way to differentiate these two styles is to look into these films a little bit more in depth.
The Avengers is a 2012 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios. It was directed by Joss Whedon and is the sixth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Avengers grossed over $1.5 billion worldwide and became the third highest grossing film during its theatrical run. At the end of the movie, the Avengers engaged in a war with aliens in order to save Manhattan, which was loaded with action scenes. Although the Avengers did not give up the fight, the humans did and launched a nuclear warhead to explode in New York City. Iron Man took it upon himself to grab the nuke out of the sky and carry it into the black hole in which the aliens were coming from. The warhead detonated, and the alien army was destroyed, while Iron Man barely escaped with his life. The real objective that Disney wanted to achieve was to set up multiple future films in the Marvel franchise and generate billions while creating one of the biggest Hollywood movies of all time. While this movie was critically acclaimed and successful, the storytelling is very simple. This devalues realistic films such as Zorn's Lemma.
Zorn's Lemma is a structural experimental film created by Hollis Frampton in 1970. It is named after the mathematic principle proposed by Max Zorn and Kazimierz Kuratowski. The mathematic principle states that all sets in a theorem contain at least one part of the maximal element. In terms of the film, it means that all parts of the movie contain one piece of the whole. This may be obvious, especially in movies such as The Avengers, but the non-narrative structure of Zorn's Lemma makes this concept particularly difficult to follow. The movie is split into three sections. The first section starts off with a blank screen and a woman talking.
Atoms fall, we doth play.
The second part of the movie consists of the Roman alphabet being represented through pictures. Slowly, the pictures begin to be replaced with shots that we will discuss later. The third and final section of the movie ends with a couple walking a dog in a snowy field towards the woods. In this part, a woman is speaking to the sound of a metronome.
For light of itself diffuses.
Many have described this movie as being anxiogenic because of the high energy and entropy of the film. While at first glance this movie seems to have no purpose except to infuriate the audience, it reveals itself to be a marvel in experimental filmmaking when looked at closely. The first part of the movie is completely blank with a woman reading. Through closer examination, it is revealed that the woman is reading couplets from the Bay State Primer. This book is designed to teach children the alphabet through phrases such as, Rachel doth
mourn for her firstborn. Samuel anoints whom God appoints.
These couplets are meant to create associations between the alphabet and the Bible. This section of the movie only lasts 5 minutes, then we get into the second part. Part 2 of the movie is completely silent. It consists of the 24-letter Roman alphabet being represented through pictures of words being shown in exactly 1 second intervals. Frampton intentionally avoids the words being connected in any way. Every so often, a word will be replaced with an action shot. The first four letters to be replaced are X, Z, Q, and Y. X is replaced with shots of fire, Z is replaced with shots of water, Q is replaced with shots of smoke, and Y is replaced with shots of reeds. He replaces these first to represent the four classic elements: fire, water, earth, and air. As the second part goes on, he places letters with action shots of things loosely related to them. The letter T is replaced with a man changing a tire, the letter O gets replaced with a man dribbling a basketball. This part of the film is especially frustrating for conventional moviegoers because it doesn't seem to make sense. There doesn't seem to be a reason for why things are being replaced. It also is frustrating because the tasks are ones that should only take a few minutes to do, but because of the nature of the second part, they take much longer to be seen accomplished. This part is completed once all images of words are replaced with action shots. This leads us into the third part of the film. The third part of the film is a continuous shot of a couple walking their dog towards the woods in a snowy field. In the background, girls are talking to the beat of a metronome.
The first bodily form I judge to be
Through
light.
further examination, it is revealed that the girls are reciting an excerpt from Robert Grusseteste's On Light, or the Ingression of Forms. In this essay, Grusseteste discusses the metaphysical properties of light and its relation to life. Frampton uses this essay in juxtaposition with the snowy field and the couple walking the dog into the woods to put the audience at ease compared to the second part of the film. Joss Whedon's and Hollis Frampton's approaches to filmmaking greatly differ. Whedon uses a formulaic approach with his movie, and this created a blockbuster that is unparalleled in the filmmaking industry. It is very entertaining to watch and has generated billions of dollars in revenue, but is also why films such as Frampton's are devalued. Frampton's realistic approach is boring to most people because the story isn't laid out in front of you. Frampton challenges the viewer to find the story by engaging in a high-strung mental exercise. Frampton has created a masterpiece in experimental film that is underappreciated because of formulist films such as The Avengers.